How the Stoics overcame worry with 10 proven methods. Part 1. The foundation of Stoic mastery over worry. Imagine standing at the edge of a storm. Lightning cracks, rain pours, the wind howls. Yet, in the center of it all, a lone figure stands unmoved, calm as a statue, their gaze steady and unwavering. What if I told you that this level of resilience, this calm in chaos, isn't just poetic imagery, but something we can all achieve? This is the promise of Stoicism. Not a life devoid of struggle, but one where struggle loses its sting. But how? How did the Stoics, ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, manage to walk through the tempest of life without succumbing to worry? Their world wasn't so different from ours. Wars, political instability, personal loss, and existential doubt. Yet, they discovered 10 proven methods to overcome worry. Methods as relevant today as they were 2 millennia ago. To start, let's confront the truth about worry. Why do we worry? Is it fear of the unknown? Fear of loss? Or is it something deeper, our need to control the uncontrollable? Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who faced constant turmoil, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." His words cut straight to the heart of worry. The Stoics believed that worry thrives on our mistaken attempts to control what lies beyond our power. This leads us to the first of the 10 methods, the dichotomy of control. Picture this: you're running late for an important meeting, stuck in traffic, your heart races, your palms sweat, and your mind spirals into worst-case scenarios. But what if, instead of feeding the worry, you asked yourself, what can I control in this situation? Can you control the traffic? No, but you can control your breathing, your thoughts, and your actions. The Stoics remind us to focus solely on what's within our control and to let go of the rest. Take a moment to reflect. How much of your daily worry stems from things entirely outside your control? Next, the Stoics practiced negative visualization. This might sound counterintuitive at first. Why dwell on what could go wrong? But for the Stoics, imagining worst-case scenarios wasn't about pessimism. It was about preparation. By visualizing potential setbacks, they robbed those events of their power to shock or destabilize. Imagine losing something precious, a job, a relationship, your health. Visualize it clearly, and then ask yourself, if this were to happen, could I endure it? The answer, more often than not, is yes. And in that realization lies freedom from fear. But let's not stop there. Another cornerstone of Stoicism is voluntary discomfort. This practice involves deliberately stepping outside your comfort zone to build resilience. Seneca, one of Rome's wealthiest men, often dressed in simple, worn-out clothes and ate the bare minimum. Why? To remind himself that he could endure hardship if needed. Today, this might look like taking cold showers, fasting, or spending a day without technology. When you willingly face discomfort, you strip it of its power to intimidate you. Now, pause and ask yourself, when was the last time you intentionally stepped into discomfort? Not out of necessity, but out of choice? Let's delve into the power of perspective. Worry often magnifies problems, making them appear insurmountable. The Stoics countered this with a practice they called the view from above. Imagine zooming out from your life as if looking down from space. Your problems, no matter how overwhelming, begin to shrink in the vastness of existence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Think of the whole of existence, of which you are a tiny part, and the whole of time, which is brief and momentary." Perspective isn't just a tool for clarity, it's a shield against worry. When you realize how fleeting and small most troubles are, they lose their grip on you. But what about the emotional weight of worry, the gut-wrenching anxiety that logic alone can't dispel? Here, the Stoics turned to mindful acceptance. Instead of resisting unpleasant emotions, they welcomed them as natural and transient. Epictetus taught, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish for them to happen as they do, and you will go on well." Imagine embracing your worries, not as enemies but as passing guests. What if, instead of trying to fight or escape your worry, you simply allowed it to exist without judgment? How would that change your relationship with it? Finally, let's touch on the importance of journaling. Marcus Aurelius' Meditations wasn't written for an audience. It was his private journal, a place to confront his fears, remind himself of Stoic principles, and clarify his thoughts. Journaling isn't about recording events. It's about cultivating self-awareness. When you write down your worries, you often find they lose their power. As we close this part of the journey, consider this: worry, at its core, is a misuse of imagination. The Stoics invite us to reclaim that imagination, not to escape reality, but to transform how we engage with it. What worries dominate your mind today, and how might these methods, ancient yet timeless, help you reclaim your peace? Part 2. The Alchemy of Adversity, Transforming Struggle into Strength. Picture this: a blacksmith pounding a piece of raw iron, sparks flying as each strike shapes the metal into something stronger, more refined. This is what adversity does to us if we allow it. The Stoics understood that struggle isn't the enemy. It's the crucible in which strength is forged. In this part, we'll explore how the Stoics turned adversity into an ally, transforming moments of crisis into opportunities for growth. But here's a question to ponder. What if every struggle you faced was a hidden gift, waiting for you to unwrap its lessons? Let's begin with amor fati, or the love of fate. This concept asks us not just to accept what happens, but to embrace it fully. Imagine being handed a script for your life, a script filled with both triumphs and tragedies. Would you rewrite the painful parts, or would you play your role with conviction, knowing that every scene contributes to the masterpiece? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything thrown into it." This means even misfortune can fuel your growth if you choose to embrace it. Ask yourself, when was the last time you viewed a setback as an opportunity instead of a burden? The Stoics also practiced memento mori, the contemplation of mortality. This wasn't a morbid obsession with death, but a reminder of life's fleeting nature. When you fully grasp the brevity of your existence, worry loses its grip. Imagine holding an hourglass, watching the sand slip away. Each grain is a moment of your life, irretrievable. Seneca advised, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day." How would your perspective shift if you lived each day as though it might be your last? Another key practice was virtue as a compass. For the Stoics, the ultimate goal wasn't wealth, fame, or comfort, it was living virtuously. They defined virtue as the alignment of your actions with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Think of virtue as your North Star, guiding you through life storms. When you prioritize what's right over what's easy, worry begins to dissipate. After all, how can you fear the future when you know you've acted with integrity? Consider this. Are your daily decisions guided by virtue, or are they driven by fear and convenience? Let's move to the obstacle is the way, a phrase popularized by modern Stoic Ryan Holiday but rooted in ancient wisdom. The Stoics believed that obstacles aren't roadblocks. They're the road itself. Epictetus taught, "Difficulties show what men are." Every challenge you face is an invitation to grow stronger, to refine your character. When faced with adversity, ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? Think about a recent challenge in your life. Could it be a disguised blessing, offering you a chance to grow? The next method is detachment from outcomes. Worry often arises from our attachment to specific results. We pour our energy into achieving a goal, and when the outcome doesn't align with our expectations, we spiral into frustration and anxiety. The Stoics remind us, focus on your effort, not the result. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which arm you against the present." Imagine planting a tree. You can water it, nourish it, and protect it from harm, but you can't force it to grow. Your job is the effort, not the outcome. How would your life change if you released your grip on results and focused solely on doing your best? Finally, let's discuss community and connection. The Stoics didn't see themselves as isolated individuals but as part of a larger whole. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the interconnectedness of humanity, writing, "What is good for the hive is good for the bee." When you shift your focus from self-centered worry to collective well-being, your burdens feel lighter. Helping others not only strengthens your community but also provides a sense of purpose and perspective. Think about this. How often do you reach out to others when you're worried? Could contributing to their well-being help alleviate your own anxiety? As we wrap up this part, let's reflect on the alchemy of adversity. The Stoics teach us that struggle isn't something to be avoided but embraced. It's through life's trials that we uncover our inner strength, refine our character, and deepen our connection to the world around us. What would happen if, instead of resisting your struggles, you welcomed them as opportunities to grow? Part 3. Unshakable Calm. Building a Stoic fortress against worry. Imagine standing before an ancient fortress, its walls unyielding, its foundation immovable. No matter how fierce the storm or relentless the siege, the fortress stands firm, a testament to resilience and strength. This is what the Stoics built within themselves, an unshakable inner calm, a mental stronghold impervious to worry. But how do we construct such a fortress for ourselves? How do we ensure that life's uncertainties and challenges can't breach our inner peace? The answer lies in the final methods the Stoics mastered, practical tools designed to fortify the mind and spirit. One of the cornerstone methods is living in accordance with nature. To the Stoics, this meant aligning yourself with the natural order of the universe, accepting that life unfolds as it must. Think of a river flowing toward the sea. You can either swim with the current or exhaust yourself fighting against it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nature gives and takes away. Anyone with a sound mind knows to accept her gifts and surrender her claims." How often do you resist life's flow, clinging to expectations that reality refuses to meet? What would happen if you let go and trusted the process? Next is moment-to-moment presence. Worry thrives in the gaps between past regrets and future fears. The Stoics emphasized the power of grounding yourself in the present moment. Seneca observed, "The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. It is a blessing to be free of all care, and this will come to you if you are fully absorbed in the present." Imagine you're holding a glass of water. It's heavy if you hold it for hours, unbearable if you hold it for days. But if you set it down for just a moment, its weight vanishes. The same applies to worry. When you focus on the now, this breath, this task, this heartbeat, you set down the weight of what was and what might be. Pause for a moment. Breathe deeply. What is real and present in this exact second? The Stoics also practiced reframing adversity. They viewed hardships not as punishments but as opportunities to demonstrate virtue. Think of a sculptor chiseling away at marble. Each strike, each removal of stone, reveals the masterpiece within. Epictetus taught, "Every difficulty in life presents an opportunity to turn inward and to invoke your own submerged inner resources. The trials we endure can and should introduce us to our strengths." When you face difficulty, ask yourself, what strength is this moment calling forth in me? Another vital practice is pre-commitment to values. The Stoics believed that clarity about your core principles creates a shield against worry. Before challenges arise, decide who you want to be and what you stand for. Then, when life tests you, you already have your answer. For example, if honesty is your value, you won't waste energy debating whether to tell the truth in a tough situation. You've already committed. What are the values that define you? And how consistently do you honor them in your actions? One of the most profound tools in the Stoic arsenal is cultivating gratitude. Worry often focuses on what's lacking, but gratitude shifts your attention to what's abundant. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the blessings you do possess, and think how eagerly you would have sought them if they were not yours." Picture this: you're holding a small, simple object, a pen, a cup, a key. Imagine losing it for a week and then finding it again. How joyful would you feel in that moment? The same applies to the people, experiences, and opportunities in your life. Take a moment now. What are 3 things, no matter how small, that you are truly grateful for? Finally, let's explore the power of role models. The Stoics often looked to exemplars of virtue for guidance and inspiration. Marcus Aurelius drew strength from his predecessors, writing detailed reflections on the traits he admired in them. Today, you might think of a mentor, a historical figure, or even a fictional character who embodies resilience and wisdom, who inspires you to be better. How can you channel their qualities into your own life? As we conclude this journey, consider the fortress you've begun to build, a sanctuary of perspective, virtue, and gratitude. The Stoics remind us that worry isn't an enemy to be conquered, but a signal, a guide urging us to refine our focus and strengthen our resolve. Let's leave with one final question. What kind of fortress will you build? And how will it stand against the storms of life? Thank you for embarking on this journey. The tools are yours to use, but the practice, building your fortress, is where the transformation truly begins.